Hi, welcome back to my channel Tech Krish or GG Agra. Since I have been discussing dictionaries in Python, I'm sure you must have got many things about the Python dictionaries. When I discussed, when I started discussing Python dictionaries, we got a normal information or the basic information about the dictionaries, that a dictionary is the mutable class, and in which you can uh, give the data in the form of keys and the values. So you can insert as many as values or pairs in the dictionary as you want. And the same sequence, today I am going to discuss the copy and the shallow copy. So before that, you must be knowing about the id is basically the location of the element in the memory. So sometimes the reference is there of the memory location, or sometimes the location is created. So over here I'll tell or I'll explain where we can use the same reference of the address, or where you can create the address of the element. So let's move to our presentation. So here this is dictionaries in Python, and I'll discuss copy, shallow copy and deep copy. I must tell you that deep copy I'll take the another session, but this time I'm discussing copy and shallow copy in Python dictionaries. Okay. So see here, we have seen in copy and deep copy involving tuples, and new copies of nested tuples are never created either for copy or deep copy. Uh, I'm going to tell you that when you copy a dictionary, means you assign one dictionary to another variable, it does not mean it is creating a dictionary. It is simply referring the dictionary which is already created. So the same dictionary in the memory, these two variables point. Okay. So this is different from nested tuples. In general, for deep copies, separate copies of nested mutable data objects are created, and nested immutable data objects are not created. So you must be noticing that in the dictionary we might have the mutable data and immutable data as well. Basically, dictionaries are mutable data objects. Therefore, if a dictionary is nested in list or tuple, then any deep copy of that list tuple will have a separate copy of dictionary, while a copy of shallow will share the existing dictionary. So here I'm going to tell you that I'm telling you that if there are some immutable data like tuple, like integers or non-iterables, in that case, and the set of mutable data which are in the dictionary will play the different role. Okay. So there'll be a copy of the dictionary created in shallow dictionary, but the immutable data will retain, and rather they will have their different memory locations. So I'll show you with the example. Suppose this is the example of simple dictionary. Like if I take a dictionary like they are the pairs, means this is simple. Immutable means this is non-iterable data. A is 1, A is a character and its value is 1. So this is a kind of immutable data here, immutable pair. But over here this is mutable because this is the variable or the key is simply a list. So this is mutable and this is immutable. So when I create the alias of this dictionary like this, alias dict is equal to original dict, means two dictionaries, there are no two dictionaries, there's only one dictionary, but two variables are pointing to the same memory locations, same memory location. And if I suppose alias dict a is equal to 100, means if I change the value, because this is the dictionary is mutable, if I change the value, means this is simply the copy, but they are not two copies. But the alias name is there, but the dictionary is one. Dictionary is one. So whether this is alias or the original, both are pointing to the same. So if I say alias dict a is equal to 100, it does not mean it is changing the copy value of the dictionary. No, this is pointing the same dictionary, and that is why a will have, means the value is updated here, because a is having 1 in the dictionary when I define the dictionary. And this time what I am going to do, that I am modifying the value or updating the value from 1 to 100. And when I append the value in the second set of key value pair, because the key is b and the values are a list, values are in the list, so I am going to add one value to this list. So append 4, so you'll see that original as well as the alias dictionary, both will be impacted, but since there is one copy of dictionary, so whether this is original or the alias, so if you modify alias, it does not mean original will not be impacted. The original and alias both are the same, and that is why if you make a change in the alias dictionary, original will also be impacted. So see here, and if I show you through Colab, I'll take you to the Colab notebook. See here, this is original dictionary name, Alice, data 123. LR dict original, means this is a copy of original dictionary. Now if I want to check the ID of these two, ID of original dictionary and ID of alias dictionary, so when I run this, and in the next step when I took data dot append and I have changed the value of name, like to Alice to Bob, then see the impact. Okay, so if I run this, then you'll see the impact. The addresses of the ID of both the dictionary, means original and the duplicate or the alias, will be the same. See here. So these IDs are similar or identical. So it means if I change the data, it was Alice initially, but this time this is Bob, and data was 123, now this is 1234, because I have changed the alias and original are the same, and that is why the dictionary is impacted. Okay, so now I'll discuss the swallow copy. As you can see, modifying alias dict means, while modifying the alias dictionary also modifies original dict, because they are the same object, whether original or the alias. Now next, swallow copy. This swallow copy can be created using dict.copy or copy.copy, and for this you will have to import a module. There's a module in Python to create the shallow copy or the deep copy. You will have to import the copy module here. The shallow copy, how can we create the shallow copy? This we'll discuss here. A shallow copy creates a new dictionary, means there will be two copies of dictionaries. Okay, so there will be two copies of dictionary. However, it does not recursively copy the contents of the nested mutable objects. Instead, it copies the reference. Means if you change the mutable data, if you make the changes in mutable data, then definitely uh, the mutable data will use the reference, those of nested objects. But the immutable will be changed. Immutable will be the different copy. So see here, I'll discuss, I'll explain. We can create a shallow copy using either dict copy or the method copy.copy function from the copy module. So while using the shallow copy or deep copy, you will have to use import module. Now I'll show you the example of shallow copy, how it can be created. So for that, I have to import this module, import copy, and here you see original is id is equal to 1. This is actually immutable pair, because id is immutable, because I have given 1, this is integer, and here this is mutable. Info city is Agra and zip is 28201, and items which are in the form of 10 and 20, that is again a list. So there are one dictionary here, because this is nested, because this is inside the dictionary, and that is why this is nested. And over here the item, this is again mutable list. Okay, so shallow copy I'm going to create. Shallow copy dict is equal to original dict dot copy. So this is original dictionary, and I am going to copy this. I am going to make the shallow copy of original copy. So when I make a change like original id and shallow copy id, both will be the different. I'll show you while doing the practical. And here what I am going to do here, so see, I had changed the value of id. So it was initially 1, now I have changed the value of id, that is now it is 2 now. Okay, so id was 1 and info the dictionary city Agra zip 28201, and the values were this. But when I created shallow copy, then see what happens. id will become 2 because I have changed the id, and the other data, the mutable data, will remain the same. Okay, but in the next phase I'll change the data of the dictionary as well as the data of the list. Okay, so see here, in this phase what I am going to do here, I am doing the info city, means I am changing the value of city, which was initially Agra. Now I am going to change it to Delhi, and print original, whichever original dictionary is will be printed. Okay, now original dictionary is like this: city Delhi zip 28201, and the value, only the city is changed, the shallow copy after city change will be city in place of Agra, this is Delhi, and zip remains the same, and items, because this was the list, so it also remains the same. Okay, so observation क्या है? What is observation? Observation is changes to nested mutable objects like info dictionary do impact the original dictionary. They share the same nested object. This can be problematic for you because ID, it was initially one when I created the shallow copy. Then ID, I have changed the ID of the dictionary, that is 1 to 2, and in shallow copy I tried to change the data of the dictionary and changed the city from Agra to Delhi. So here this dictionary is impacted because it was actually nested dictionary, but here this is impacted and using the reference. So when you change the value of this city Agra to Delhi, now it will become Delhi. Okay, so this could be the problematic for you. So here you'll have to keep in mind which value will be impacted when you create the shallow copy of the dictionary. I'll show you through the example practical. So over here, look at what I have done here. I have changed the values of, means I am going to add one value to the list. Means items is the item of the dictionary, the key of the dictionary, and the values are in the form of the list. So I am going to add one value, that is 30. Okay, so when I add 30, the shallow list will become the items key, the values are 10, 20 and 30 because I have added 1. I have added 30 to it. Now it will become, the shallow copy will become, original will also be impacted. So city is Delhi because it was previously Agra, now this is Delhi. And over here items are also impacted. Initially it was 10 and 20, now one element is added, that is 30. So this is how the shallow copy is impacted. So when you print this shallow copy is this, and original copy will also be changed a bit. Means the ID will be changed. Means initially it was 1, and in later stage I changed to 2, and this time now there are two copies of dictionary, one the original and other is shallow. So one, the original copy is having ID 1 and the shallow copy is having ID 2, but shallow copy will also be impacted. Means the nested structure or nested classes are also impacted. Means I have changed the value in shallow copy, but these values are impacting the original dictionary. Let's take you to the collab. I'll show you. So see here, the same program I have written on the slide and the same program I am going to run here. The same the original dictionary. What I am going to do here, I am going to copy, create a shallow copy. So shallow copy ID and original copy ID I am going to show, and simply run this. When I simply run this, so see here, the IDs are deferred here. See here, IDs are different. Original copy and shallow copy IDs are different. And when you see ID was 1, the shallow copy ID is 2, and it was initially original Agra is 282001 and items were 10 and 20, and shallow copy was the identical copy. But over here, when I made the changes, so see here, the original one is this, and shallow copy will have this info, means ID is 2 from 1 to 2, and city Delhi, and zip to 82001, and the items 10 and 20, because I have not changed the value of values of this you know list, and that is why the values remain same. Items key values remain the same. And in the next phase, when I change the values of items, I added or I appended one value to the dictionary. Then see, one value I have added to the dictionary item, sorry, appended the value to the items, which is the member of the original dictionary and shallow dictionary. But over here I am changing the values in shallow dictionary, but it will impact the original also. 10 and 20, 30, and I have appended 30 in shallow, and this is impacting the original copy also. But id IDs are having the two copies, 1 and 2, but the mutable data or mutable structure are impacted because they use the references of dictionary as well as of the list. So this is how shallow copy of the dictionary works. Again, see, the result is the same, means the IDs of both the dictionaries, mean shallow copy and original copy, will be different. But when I change ID of shallow dictionary to 1 to 2, so it will become 2. It means the second copy, the ID second copy. But since mutable is structure like dictionary and list will also be impacted because they are using the reference, and that is why if you make the changes in shallow copy will impact the original dictionary as well. Hope you understood the concept of shallow copy and simple copy of the dictionary. So this is how we can deal with the copy of the dictionary and the shallow copy. Hope you understood the concept of copy and shallow copy and the difference between copy and shallow copy. What happens when the original dictionary is impacted, and in what circumstances original dictionary is impacted, that you have seen through this video. Hope you like this video, and if you like this video, kindly share and share with your friends. And if you're not subscribed my channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you get the notification as and when the new video is created. So we meet in the next video with the concept copy, shallow copy, and deep copy. So in my next video, I'll discuss deep copy, and emphasis will be on the deep copy. So till then, bye bye.